Greetings, friends! Welcome back to the Messed Up Movies Podcast, New Movie Monday. We're here to talk about chimps, murder, and a movie called Primate. I'm your host, Griffey, joined as always by friends and co-host Sam and Heath. Oh my God, look at that. I guess, what did you say? Ben.
Benfield.
Benfield.
Ben.
Yeah, Benfield.
Benfield.
Orange top level commitment's a bit here on the Messed Up Movies
I gotta tell you, it
Podcast.
is creeping me the hell out, dude. I can't even really look over at Heath. Why is that monkey so tired?
That's what I thought this whole movie. I was like, this chimp, dude, I just feel bad for him.
He
feels like me. He's worked a long week. He's tired, but whatever. All right, before that, a little bit of business. Please go to Indiegogo. Type in Mr. Cream Jeans, our first movie. We've been censored by fascists and cowards, so you have to type it in. You can get the perk where you joined this very podcast and help us get our movie out to the world. We already have a bunch of people who picked up that perk. Those episodes will be coming soon. Thank you so much in advance. Find Misfit Parade on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, all the fun places, Facebook. We're there, you're there. Let's hook it up. And also make sure you go to the Messed Up Movies Podcast Patreon page. The very best way to support this show, help us grow this show this year of our Lord 2026. All right.
Good job, buddy.
So 2026 has started. Yeah. I keep seeing the 30 Rock meme, right? Where what's her name? Tina Fey goes, man, what a year that was. And Alec Baldwin goes, it's January, lemon. 2026, which we hoped was going to fix a lot of the 2025 horrors that we faced. This year's already starting off terrible. The news is terrible. America might be done as we've ever known it. We're murdering people in the streets. We're kidnapping presidents of other countries. The news is unbearable. There is something so nice about a movie that is so vacuous, so brain dead as Primate. And I know it's crazy because I just was on this show talking about how Influencers was a little too brain dead for me. I think that was before the worst 2 weeks in news I've had since COVID. And I was like, this hit me right in the right spot. This movie is essentially Cujo with no solar characters, right? This is, you have an animal in your house, which, by the way, no one should own chimpanzees. That's fucking crazy.
Agreed.
The chimpanzee loses his mind via rabies. Yeah, well, I have one in my house. We'll see how this goes for us. And loses his mind and starts attacking people. If you've seen the trailer for Primate, you've seen the movie Primate. You know exactly how this movie's going to play out.
You know what the movie's about, but
it's fantastic.
Yes, you haven't seen the actual movie because the trailer does all of the things that you would think of in this movie, right? And you watch the trailer and you think, oh, this is just going to be another cut of the mill monster movie, and it is, but it's just done really well. I think
it's done really well. It has a gloss and a veneer. I think the thing that I was unprepared for was how insanely violent the movie was going to be. I take my young children with us to all the horror movies, and this was the first one where I felt adults behind me judging me for my kids being in the theater. And that was not on my bingo card. I was like, oh, this will be a classic kind of animal attack movie.
Yeah. They'll cut away, right? They'll cut away.
Way harder on the violence. And yes, a lot of the violence is kind of CG. It's a little glossy. But that's kind of what this whole movie is. It's a very slick... It's almost a horror movie experiment, right? Like they're saying this is what makes a horror movie. And it never feels like that, but it's so good mechanically, right? It is like a toy monkey with very precise gears and cogs that it feels like someone saying, this is what they did and we'll do it too. There's no kind of earthiness to this movie.
Wait, are you saying this movie's like the movie The Monkey?
I'm saying it's very much like that. There's a glossy...
Just because it's a monkey?
There's a glossy unreality to it. There's kind of a goofy cartoonishness to it.
I'd say the difference is this one's way more earnest. It's straightforward. The monkey was very, smirking.
Well, the monkey is dealing with supernatural elements. It's
like a family curse, isn't it? Kind of?
Well, yes, essentially. This dad brings home a toy and it curses the family, right? This one is just... What if your pet tried to murder you, right? It's a classic tale. We've seen this movie 500 times. Again, Cujo is the king of this genre. This movie doesn't accomplish half of what Cujo does, but probably 20 times more than what I was expecting, if that math makes any sense.
If you want to go with another comp, like maybe Megan, what if your toy tried to kill you?
Yes.
Or
because it is kind of a smart toy. It's kind of like Megan, in the sense
Yeah.
that it thinks more than a normal animal.
It's
not
kind
like it's
of
a
like,
tiger.
if Ted wasn't obsessed with fucking human women, but wanted to kill us.
I think the
The teddy
difference.
bear?
Ted, the teddy bear.
I think the difference with Primate is that it's not really raising any questions or any ideas.
Yeah.
It's not like Jurassic Park, the hubris of
dude.
men. There's nothing that these characters really could have done any differently. It's just this force occurs.
This
and
is
you have
what
to
we
deal with
call in screenwriting a theme. This movie has no themes.
No theme.
This movie has no subtext.
Well, no, it's kind of like a PSA if you think about it, right? Because I mean, you guys are old people.
First
so
off, how
you
fucking
Yeah,
dare you
hey.
throw that over there from Old Man
two,
Central?
You two are old people, specifically.
it. Not just us.
Yeah,
Just
you
us.
guys.
Only us.
But the thing is, like,
Sam's a vibrant
dude,
young dick.
I'm
swinging
an
through the
old
world.
chimpanzee.
which means you're how
I do think it's unfair that Heath has a mask to hide his age and no beard. That's
yeah,
bullshit.
That is bullshit.
Heath is hiding.
But what I was trying to say is, you guys know that you shouldn't have a chimpanzee, but like the teenagers who this movie was probably made for, right? They don't know that.
Hold
First
on,
off,
how do
no-
you get a chimpanzee?
No, okay, so I watched a
I can
whole
get you a
HBO
chimpanzee.
show called Chimp Crazy, and it's all about this network of essentially they're all older women,
Yeah.
right? That get these chimpanzees and they personify them. They humanize these things. They dress them in costumes and clothes, right?
They're children.
The one lady in Connecticut who her chimp eventually ripped her friend's face off and
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
slaughtered
Yeah.
her.
By the way,
She was feeding that thing McDonald's and taking it to the bar.
my dad got obsessed with that story. He was like, it was his whole personality
Really?
for like a year. All he would watch on YouTube was chimps going crazy.
Do you
That's
remember that?
fascinating.
So that lady, when she finally got reconstructed enough, they put her on Oprah.
Yes.
And she had this fucking white hat and like one of those funeral veils. She looked like fucking Gary Oldman from Red Dragon.
Yes.
Oh, hell
And it was
yeah.
crazy. The wild addendum to that story.
You mean from Hannibal?
From Hannibal.
Yeah.
Yes. So the lady whose chimp killed it, right? They got in a fight. She was stabbing it with a kitchen knife. It ripped her friend's face all apart and was fucking her up. It was shaking a cop car. The cop got the door open and shot it, right? That's how it ended. There was such a huge national uproar that the government's like, you cannot have another chimpanzee. You made mistakes. As it got bigger and scarier, she put it in this cage more and it got psychosis and it went insane.
Yeah.
She fucking fled to Florida and bought another fucking chimpanzee after her friend had been
Really?
slaughtered. A lot of these women that
Obsession.
buy these chimpanzees have a fucking mental illness.
What do you think it
the
is?
lady in the show, she has children that are damn near adults, if not in their young 20s, and they said their mom loved that thing more than them.
But I think a chimp is like the ultimate pet.
Okay.
You know, it's like a dog, but it's even.
But it's better, right? It's like a child almost.
Yeah.
It's smarter. It looks more like us. It's more humanistic. It can emote with you.
But
it
it's-
can mock back
You can rip your face
the
off.
presentation
Yes.
of what a human is.
But it's still adorable and cuddly
Yeah.
and furry.
Well, that's the thing. If you see a baby chimp, which is what they almost always are in the commercials, they're young adolescents, right?
Yeah,
they're
they
so
get
adorable,
big.
though small. They get big. Google right now, shaved chimpanzee. They're fucking jacked. Huge balls, tiny dick. They are fucking all muscle.
the way it should be.
And they're so fucking strong and powerful. Google right now, chimpanzee canine teeth. Their fucking
Oh,
teeth
yeah.
are this
Well,
big.
they can- yeah.
Me and Sam were talking. I was watching one of those Planet Earth shows. And chimpanzees are one of the only animals that rape out of revenge.
Yes, is that right?
So when they have chimpanzee gang wars, the male chimps that win, the first thing they do when they take over this new territory, they eat all the babies in the chimpanzee colony and then rape all of the female
Assholes.
chimpanzees so that their seed is the only seed. They bind this group together by having their own offspring with them. So the chimps are awful, brutal,
this
horrible
sounds like
monsters.
the new world order that we're going through.
Yeah, right. Again, stop bringing the real world into our fucking
Sorry.
fun, brainless horror movies.
Right, back on track.
Yeah, that's weird. We'll shoot American citizens, but people can own chimpanzees. This is great.
You keep saying brainless, man, but I feel like this is exactly what we needed. Like,
No, that's what I'm saying. What I think it is, and we talked a little bit about this on some of our drafts that are upcoming, it feels like we're in a real moment now. I think Terrifier is directly the
yeah.
one holding the murder weapon.
Yeah.
Terrifier came out, made so much money, and Terrifier also, brainless, mindless. It has like an insane amount of lore.
kind of a similar
That
thing.
actually doesn't make any sense really to me. But Terrifier reminded us that a lot of what we want in a horror movie is just a scary scenario.
Yeah.
How would you react in this scenario? We don't want to relive, my dad touched my butt for 2 seconds too long when I was 8 years old, right?
and I became a demon.
Yeah, we don't want to do all this A24 like reprocessing our past, right? It's like it's therapy. It starts turning into therapy more than a fun time at the movies. And I think it kind of became a horror movie crutch of you couldn't really talk shit about a movie that had this undertones because it's real trauma, and we can't denigrate people's
people
trauma.
can always be like, well, you just didn't get the metaphor, did you?
Yeah, and you're like, no, I fucking got
Like,
the
I got
metaphor.
it. I didn't like it.
Yeah, maybe I don't want to fucking... I thought this was a horror movie. And horror movies at their core, every fucking great horror movie that's beloved by audiences is a fun experience to sit through. Even ones that are brutal. Texas Chainsaw is fun. That movie's not trying for laughs. It's not tongue-in-cheek. It's fucking mean and brutal. Yeah. But it's fun. It's a fun experience. That movie has subtext galore. I think what this is getting back to is I think we're about to hit a wave of these movies that say, if we just have a little production value, a good enough elevator pitch, and some real fucking blood and guts... The only thing that's missing from kind of the deluge of 80s horror movies that were like this is apparently Gen Z just does not care about tits and ass anymore. Like, we just don't have big naked ladies around anymore, which is a fucking tragedy. I'm an ally. These women need jobs. That's the only thing I would say.
Well, it makes it more relatable. And it brings in female audiences a little bit better.
Just normal people.
You don't think that most Hawaiian mansions that look like that have at least one giant fucking triple D'd giant booty woman running around?
Well, maybe across the
As
street.
soon as that guy's wife died of cancer, he's getting the classic Hawaiian housewife. There's no fucking chance he doesn't have a big booty, big tittied woman running around that mansion. There's no way.
I don't know. It sounds like
he's
they're
old.
in dire straits. He really needs this book deal to go through.
Yeah, I don't know what ASL is for back that thing up, but I should have learned it for this part.
I mean, okay, look at the guy, man. That dude is slinging.
That's what I'm saying.
You can tell he's slinging.
He's a handsome, tall, successful
His
writer
daughters
who has a fucking
man.
mountainside mansion with a grotto. No one has a grotto that's not slinging dick.
They wrote it into
all
the script,
time.
dude. They planned it out perfectly. He's off on vacation. He's probably slaying across the seas.
Right. But I don't want to slay fucking...
Why would his big
I don't
titted
wanna
lady be at home?
slay normal fucking skinny white women that come to book signings. I want
The movie's not about
giant...
the dad, motherfucker. It's about the daughter.
Well, ain't that the way the world works?
And she's not slinging.
Yeah, that daughter... Again, if I have a minor critique of the movie, and again, this movie lets you know from the first scene in the trailer that this is not a fair critique of the movie. I can't differentiate between any of the girls in this movie.
They all
just are like, here's basic young person.
Yeah.
And to me, they're all kind of the same, except for the one of them, they're like, she's a little promiscuous because she wants to have sex with a boy. And I was like, is that all?
And she wants to kill the... Like, there was like the Pacific Islander girl. There was a slight difference.
I mean, yeah, maybe. Okay, I'm not talking about in looks. I'm talking about in personality. It's just generic teenagers in a generic fucking, kind of story in an exceptional location.
I thought you were just talking about looks.
With the primate. So, Heath, as you came adorned in your garb.
Yeah.
You mean this?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
He can't even get it over his sweaty ass head. Heath's gonna die. Bad Heath. Bad mask.
You cut to the wrong camera, Heath.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. Yeah. You didn't even see Heath's bit because it was... You got to see on YouTube Sam watching Heath's suffocating bit.
It almost killed him.
Okay, all right. Well, the mask is not working anymore.
What did you make of Ben Field?
I loved Ben. I think he was the most human character that they had.
Yeah, right?
He had
He's
the arc,
only character that went through anything in this movie.
Yeah.
I will say the girls were kind of like, we can't kill Ben, he's our friend. And then like 2 seconds later, like, this motherfucker got to die.
That
We
seemed
gotta
real,
kill
though.
this.
That seemed real. That seemed like that's how I would react, too. It's like, this is my buddy, but as soon as he bites my sister, fuck him.
Well, we also...
No, not only that, as soon as the dad comes down and sees Ben is about to snap this girl's forearm in half, the dad has to be like, hey, man, my trip is canceled. I don't care what pet it is. If my dog went after my sons, I'm taking that dog out back, and it's getting the Old Yeller.
Well, that's
love
the thing.
my dog.
It's Old Yeller. That's
what this is. It's Old Yeller, again, without the folksy soul in the story.
It's Old Yeller, but no one can root for Old
we
Yeller.
fell in love with Old Yeller over a whole tale of fucking taming the Wild West. This one's just like, here you go. And I guess we were supposed to like him because he liked teddy bears?
No, you're just supposed to like him because he's an innocent animal that is sick.
First off, I don't think any chimpanzee's animal or innocent. I think chimpanzees are an evil species of creature. Evil.
Wow, that's bold.
They fucking literally have gang wars where they rape and eat children.
Yeah, so do we, and I like humans.
I'm just saying.
You know, I like humans.
Yeah, we're evil.
Yeah.
We're evil.
I don't know what it takes. Like, if we found out tomorrow that ICE was raping and eating children, maybe that would be enough for us to care. I don't know.
Nah.
I'm just like, at some point in this
they're acting like chimpanzees out there.
Yeah, they're acting like chimpanzees.
Get them off the streets.
At some point in this world, you have to draw a line and say, this is not cool anymore. Yeah. I'm drawing the line at chimpanzees. Nothing about them is okay.
Okay, bringing it back to who this movie is for, I think it's, if I was 15 years old and my friends and I were looking for something to do, this is the exact movie I'd want.
Exactly.
And it's in a weird spot with all of the big holiday holdovers. So Avatar was the #1 movie of the weekend.
Still going.
Fucking disgusting. That's another thing I draw the line in. People have to come forward and admit that they're Avatar fans. I've never met one in real life.
Who are you?
I've never talked about Avatar at a party if it's not involving how much money it's made. Yeah. You've never seen merchandise. Where are all these fucking people that are letting cinema die so they can only come out and buy tickets to the lamest franchise that's ever existed?
That's a solid point.
Where the fuck are the Avatar fans?
I like Avatar, but
there's no way.
I'm just saying,
there's no way you like Avatar.
No way you like Avatar.
Cat, bro, cat.
Yeah, name 4 characters from Avatar.
I like James Cameron.
Okay.
Okay. I love
Cameron.
James Cameron too. I think it's one of the biggest fucking sins we've ever had is that James Cameron has just wasted over a decade to make 3 of the most god-awful space surf movies.
I don't know if you'd say he's wasted it because there are, I mean, theoretically, I get what you're saying, but there are theoretically a lot of people out there in the world that love this series.
No. A lot of people go to see this series. No one fucking loves
Dude,
Avatar.
didn't a guy kill himself because he couldn't
so in the first movie, it was called Pandora Blues, where people would watch Pandora and they were so sad they would never go there. They killed themselves. See, that's the thing. I got the first one. It was spectacle. Part 2 and 3 are such utter disgusting dog shit. It's a shame that those movies exist, and they took James Cameron from us, and I hate it. He said if it didn't make money, he's going to have a press conference to tell us the stories of Part 4 and 5. And I was like, brother, you haven't told us a story in Part 2 and 3. I do love the audacity of James Cameron, just what he is. That has nothing to do with Primate.
Right.
I think what I'm getting at is that the real world fucking sucks right now.
Yeah.
And I, honest to God, was glad to
we
just
need
shut
Primate.
it off.
Yeah, we need it.
And watch Primate.
No, and this is the perfect, like, let's hoop and holler with our friends. Let's go crazy. It delivered on the gores, the face rips. Like, that's the first thing we see, right? Like, that's what I wanted. I've heard about these chimps. They're strong enough to rip a face off of. It's the first thing we see.
Yeah. So, when I was a kid, we used to call these garage movies, right? This was try to steal a couple cigs from your dad, steal a couple beers, or we used to do the thing where you would pour like a small pour out of every fucking booze bottle
so you didn't
that
notice.
your parents had in your house so they wouldn't notice, and then you just mix it with like fucking soda or whatever, and so you'd have this huge disgusting drink, but we'd all pass it around.
Suicide.
And when we did that in the garage, we always had a tape playing, right? That's how I saw Texas Chainsaw the first time. That was always Evil Dead 2. Like, what is an extreme wild movie? That's how I watch Hostel.
So you think this would be one of those?
This is the perfect garage movie. You and your friends are trying to steal cigs and joints.
Yeah.
You're having some drinks.
Hell yeah.
And this movie's on. Maybe if you're lucky and it's not like my high school experience, there's a girl around, right? This is like the perfect party in the garage background movie.
Except the only difference that I would say is this one has that sheen, that studio gloss to it.
Well, this is kind of something we've been talking a lot about this lately. You've seen a lot of video essays about the kind of Netflixification of movies that just all movies seem to look like shit now. And so I don't really get upset by that anymore.
I don't think this movie looks like shit. I'm just saying that it looks like
too perfect.
Yeah, I mean,
this is something we talked about in our movie, right? Like, where do you draw the line between like we need production value?
Yeah, there's no grittiness.
And then it's like, yes, but sometimes if it just looks that fucking slick, it no longer gives production value. It actually takes me out because it feels so full. It's almost like shooting a commercial has become the standard for the industry.
It's very commercial-esque, but that's okay because there's no character development. These are very stock characters, and so the aesthetic matches that. That's not the point of the movie, and it's safe. It's safer than those garage movies you're talking about. The 80s were a very special time. Terrifier is a garage movie. Right, and we're getting in a violent nature is like a slower version of the same kind of thing that's happening now.
Yeah. This is a garage movie with like a little bit more behind it.
See, I don't think it's a garage movie. I think this is a let's go to the theater and have a good time.
It's an experience.
I guess I'm just assuming Gen Z's not in the theater, so where they'll find it is when it hits streaming.
They're in the theater more than our generation is right now.
Are they really?
Not us three are the last soldiers.
Yeah, we are.
We're the last soldiers.
Well, I gotta tell you,
in America.
I gotta tell you, I went to see Primate, and there were 2 other people in the theater?
Yeah, so there were 5 people in my theater,
Okay.
my 2 children, and 2 guys behind me judging me who were at a 4:10 movie by themselves with no dates. So maybe save it.
Yeah.
Maybe don't fucking judge me, bro.
Hey, buddy, you're not gonna have to worry about taking your kids to the movies. You ain't gonna have no kids.
That's a burn.
Yeah, they must have lost a chimpanzee gang war.
I got no dick.
Okay.
Clip that. Sam saying he ain't got no dick. We also
Oh, actually, speaking of that, I was slightly disappointed on the fact that there were no dick rips or tit rips in this movie.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. This movie's for teenagers.
Okay.
It's not, again,
right.
that's like...
But chimpanzees are
They are
notorious for fucking
notorious.
eating dicks
Is
off.
that right?
And
Yeah,
ripping people's eyes
them
out.
off, yeah.
And
Eyes and dicks
eyes and dicks.
mouth are where
and
they
fingers.
always go
They
for.
did the fingers. They bit the fingers, but
I didn't even remember a finger bite off. Like, those are crucial
those are
chimpanzee
crucial things.
battlements.
Yeah. Or maybe he didn't bite him. he
Honestly, can I
broke
give you
it.
my low-key messed up moment? It's not my most messed up moment, but my low-key messed up moment is when, because they do the thing, right? Like the tactile, like that's
Yeah.
how we know we're good.
It's like the handshake.
And then he just, because
Breaks
this is
your
the main
hand.
main character, and they have this connection, and it's toward the end of the movie, and they think, okay, he's coming back to her, and he just just
snaps her arm.
Well, dude,
snaps
Ben
her
was-
Fucking
wrist off.
pool
Ben
noodles
was
her arm.
by far the best actor in this movie, dude.
Can we also stop, though? This is a classic, like, Snow White problem where these rich fucking teenage girls are just like, I'm the princess of the story. The animal will forgive me, and we'll put this all behind us. When she touched his hand, I was like, eat her face off.
Yeah.
Fucking kill this girl. That's so fucking stupid. And again, I realize this is not a movie. This is a series of set pieces.
Yes.
This is essentially walking through a Halloween Horror Nights scare maze where it's just set piece, set piece, set piece. There's no character, no story. It's just set piece after set piece. So I knew she was going to touch his hand. But at that point, I'm like, fucking rip her throat out. Like, she's not a productive
With the
member
exception
society.
of Ben. I think he actually had
the arc.
An emotional journey. He was the only character with an arc. I felt really...
I don't know
You're
if it was
right.
an arc. It was a nosedive.
Yeah, it went pretty fast. But
it was a plummet.
But
yeah.
I will, to your point, Sam, say that the guy who played Ben, I looked this up. It's a real actor in a suit, and that they did some CG modifications.
But dude, he
You
was
can
the
tell
face
on the face a little bit. Can we stop and talk about just how awesome it is that in 2026 they made this movie and it was not a CG monster?
Dude,
And I think
grew up
that
as
makes all the
such-
difference.
It's a huge difference.
Yeah.
I was such an enormous fan of Planet of the Apes when I was a kid.
Right.
And the makeup on Zaius and all of them, it like meant so much to
Yeah.
me. It felt so cool and real. Like I went to another planet. The new Planet of the Apes are all fucking CG apes. Like,
Yeah.
we haven't had like a real man in a
That's
suit
true.
movie in so long. The fact that they went and made this just a guy in a chimp suit and it fucking works.
It was so
took
much
me
more
back to when
believable.
I was a kid, and it's like, hey, here's a Matt LeBlanc joint with a chimpanzee that plays third base called Ed, and you're
Right.
like, I will just watch that.
That's a
It's a
good
guy in
movie.
a chimpanzee suit, right? I'm not even a Friends fan. I just like guys in chimp suits. I gave them all the fucking cred in the world for doing a real guy in a chimp suit. There's a tactileness to him in that room that just makes this movie better. It's weird because the whole movie is glossy veneer bullshit.
and he stands out a bit.
But they made that one choice that I feel like truly and honestly saved
well,
this
and
movie.
at the beginning of the movie, it is kind of off-putting. Like you see him the first time, you're like, man, that's not quite what a chimpanzee looks
no,
like.
it
But
looks
then
mostly like shit.
And then as it continues, you're like, actually, and then when he starts like drilling and getting more evil looking, it starts looking really
See,
good.
I assume they mapped on the face a lot.
Yeah.
Because that's where I feel
you
like
think
you
so?
could tell. Dude, there's no way you could do that with a mask without spending all the money in the world. I think most of the real emotional stuff,
You think that was CGI?
I think that was
Yeah.
CG'd
Okay.
on face.
Yeah.
And that's fine because, again,
but still.
that the him in the suit, it's such a weird, like, kind of movie we don't get anymore.
And the body language, you can't replicate
You can't
that
replicate that.
with
And there's
motion
just
capture.
something
well, even if it is
about it.
CGI, the actor is doing it.
Well, again, it's the Avatar problem. Like, I
Right.
just can never invest in those movies emotionally.
Yeah.
Because they're fucking cartoons. Like, they are cartoons at the core. And I can watch a cartoon and get a lot out of it. But, like, other than Studio Ghibli, like, they rarely ever find any emotional connection with me.
And, well, this is the great part about making a movie about a monkey, a primate, who is very similar to our own anatomy. You see it in the eyes feel real.
It's very similar.
Yeah, like I can see a soul in there.
Yeah.
And you can't, I'm sorry, James Cameron, you can't get that.
They've
from
never
Avatar.
figured that out with CG. It's not Polar Express level bad. Like I remember when that first Final
like
Fantasy
zombies.
movie came out in Toy
Yeah.
Story, and like we'll never have an actor again. And then Polar Express came out, and you're like, oh, yeah, we just need Tom Hanks. It's just better with the Tom Hanks than whatever the fuck Polar Express was. I'm not saying we're that bad anymore. It will never be the same. I will take a guy in a monkey suit and a T-shirt every single fucking day of my life over the CG chimpanzee. And that's the best choice this movie made. Even think about a movie that fucking ripped, very similar, Animals Attack in a House movie. Maybe the best one we've had of the century so far, Crawl.
Yeah.
The alligators under the house, right? As it floods. Fucking rad. Mm-hmm. Those alligators are cartoons. Yeah. That movie loses some impact.
But the alligators weren't characters in that movie.
No, but they're the looming threat.
So I felt like it didn't make a big difference if they were CGI in that movie.
I'm saying there's something about if they had just had a croc splashing around. Like think back to Raiders of the Lost Ark when the guy falls off the bridge and you see
Jaws.
the alligators spinning and fighting amongst themselves to get that guy.
Wait, was Lake Placid CGI?
Lake Placid was CGI.
Okay,
yeah. No,
but they also had giant practical crocodiles in that.
I saw a lot of people comparing this movie to Deep Blue Sea.
Yeah.
And that's another CGI.
All CG.
That's a good movie, too, though.
It is a good movie, but you don't get that.
That one, when you're doing underwater creatures, that's so hard.
It's hard.
And it's not like Jaws where like it breaches once or twice. Like that's like them swimming. That's tough, dude.
But also sharks are different because sharks definitely have no soul, right? Can we agree on that?
True.
I agree. I'm not one of these. I love most animals. I love nature documentaries. I've literally never killed an animal that's not an insect in my whole life, ever, for any reason. I've never even hit an animal and killed it. I did once accidentally hit a dog. Well, technically, the dog ran into me. It ran into the side of my car, and its leg went under my driver's side door. It hit behind my door. It was running and just hit my car. And these ginger kids tried to fight me. Long story. That's not important right now. Neither here nor there. But what I'm saying is I love animals. I do think we put a little too much, animals are sacred beings, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes you just got to fucking kill these animals. Sometimes they're soulless and they can be cartoons.
Well, like the friend that was just like, don't you have a gun? We should just shoot him. I was like, yeah, you probably should just shoot him.
That's what they did to Old Yeller.
Okay, so that's the craziest thing, and maybe this is like a Hawaii rich person thing. If I had an animal in my house that could kill me in hand-to-hand combat,
tranquilizer at least.
I'm fucking coming out of there like Jesse Ventura in Predator. I've got chew in my mouth, and I've got a fucking giant rail gun. And it's like, you're not getting me, motherfucker.
Or at least a battle axe or something.
There has to be some sort of contingency, right?
Yeah. Right?
Like
they just go, there's no rabies in Hawaii.
Is that even true? That doesn't make any sense.
Is that true?
How could there not be rabies?
We just went through a global pandemic. These things travel. Like, fuck off.
Right.
What if a dog that had rabies went to Hawaii?
Yeah, Ricky Tikki Tavi just fucking caught a boat from India, and now he's here. Like, figure it out. And not even
That's what happened, actually.
What if your fucking chimpanzee actually steps on a Lego, and it goes apeshit? Again, I'm Jesse Venturing that. I'm a sexual Tyrannosaurus. And Ben's fucking wasted.
Or he gets dementia or any other thing that could happen to a primate.
Yeah.
Anything. Literally anything with an aging, super strong murder machine designed by nature for fucking combat and destruction. We don't think of them as like apex predators, right? Because they're omnivores.
Yeah, nobody fucks with chimps,
These things are designed to fucking murder you.
Does anything even hunt chimps? I don't think so.
I mean, probably like some fucking species of big cats.
Like maybe a lion?
I don't think they cross paths that much. Maybe like a jaguar or a
I feel
panther.
like chimps are apex predators. They gotta be.
For the most part, probably.
Yeah, like I don't know anything. They're fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
And I do love that this movie captured the, like, you get why they're sucked in, why you'd want a chimp. Their mom's like a great fucking linguist, and he knows 300 words. And I was like, that's cool. If a person who knew 300 words was trying to fucking rip my face off, I'm killing him, and I'm not thinking twice about it. Why would the rules be different for a chimp?
Yeah.
You're like, hey, that guy knows the alphabet, and he's eating your children. Cool, I'm murdering him. Like, what the fuck?
How long does it take for this movie to really kick off? Are we talking like 30 minutes, 40 minutes?
The whole movie, to me, felt super fast.
Well, which is another great thing. They did not overstay their welcome. That's the whole reason this movie works.
Yes,
it knows what it was.
When it's all set pieces. And again, I hate the like, let's do the cold open and then go back 3 days.
Okay, but I do want to talk about that.
With Primate, this is such a foregone conclusion movie.
I know, but I will say, I was like, okay, we're doing the thing that every movie has to do now. You know,
to get you hooked.
You're doing the hook, and it was a cheap hook. And what really annoyed me about this is like, oh, that scene just happens. We could have just waited 30 minutes when we got this scene.
Yeah,
It's
well, it's like,
insane.
why don't we show him getting bitten and then breaking a bunny in half? Like anything.
And they repeated every single shot when we saw the scene again. At least show me a different angle or something.
Show me some
well, they did.
POV.
So, to be fair, they did. So, I was thinking that thing too, and then they did switch to Ben's point of view when he actually reaches into the cage.
For one shot.
For one shot, yeah.
I mean, again, because I literally did get mad in the theater. I was like, are they about to show me this whole
I know.
He's like, hey, man, I ate gas station sushi. I was like, you better not. And they didn't. But that's such fucking horseshit. But you got to have something because, again,
I don't know.
These characters are
I don't
not
think you have
written.
to have it. Yeah.
You do. There is not a horror movie you've seen in
know.
10 years that actually was in a theater that doesn't have some hook up top.
But it's
even
so predictable
Midsommar
now.
starts with like a fucking
The
family
suicide.
I get that,
Yeah.
but this one was so predictable.
I agree.
And
that's why it doesn't matter. Right? Like influencers really bothered me because influencers is a mystery that's supposed to unfold and I'm supposed to be shocked as revelations
There's no mystery
happen.
in this one.
I knew the moment I went in, it's a monkey that's going to kill people in a house.
of course, that's what I'm saying. So why do you need to show that up top? Because you already know that's what the movie's about.
Why not have more cute scenes?
No.
Ben,
Because this movie is made for post-theatrical. If you turn this movie on after the fact on Tubi or whatever,
that's true.
And they make you sit through 20 minutes of this cast and this script, not a fucking person on earth is not zooming past that till they see the first fucking monkey.
God damn, you are so right.
God
There's
damn it.
not a person on
That's
earth.
why.
I think you are right. Yep.
There's no way. No one on earth is sitting through that story without something.
Yeah, it's very pragmatic and very cynical and very depressing.
It's a cynical. You can tell this is like a producer-led decision, right?
Right.
The writer might have wrote this, but even when John and I write, we know you got to start off with a scene of horror. And it's hard because sometimes you want to save it. You want to spool it. I don't want to show the monster.
Well, I don't like it. Why did it have to be like the thing where it's like 36 hours before this? I was like, why not
that's
just
the shit that I hate.
Why not just have it start with something violent and then just keep going?
That's why I
And
feel
then
like
he kills the guy the night before, and then she shows up at the house. You don't need the 3-day time.
That's why I think this was done in the edit.
Because then you don't get the teddy bear.
I think you're right. It was done in the edit.
Yeah, I think
they
it was
probably
an editing
shot it
decision.
exactly like that.
I would bet you dollars to donuts this is in the script. Because what they have to show is that this is not, as soon as you see the thing in the suit, the monkey suit, everyone's already like, this feels odd for the year we're in. They wanted us to experience that they can do a dramatic kind of like suspension scene and they could fucking have massive violence.
Yeah.
When he ripped that guy's face off, I remember being truly shocked. Like, oh, I didn't realize this is how.
And honestly, probably the biggest name actor in the movie.
Yeah, I was going to say, time out. Don't disparage the good name of Rob Delaney as that guy.
Yeah, he's that guy.
I don't remember what his name is, but my son just leans over and goes, Deadpool.
Yeah.
And I go, okay, man.
Yeah, he's like Hank or whatever from Deadpool.
Yeah. He's cool.
But yeah, I don't know.
Oh, where'd you go, Griffey?
Griffey just walked off set.
Sorry, I saw a chimp. I saw a chimp. I had to check.
Well, we don't have producer Nick, so that's...
Yeah, we're running our own ship here, and it's a tight ship. No, again, it's one of those things that fucking drives me nuts. And it's unfair. It's an unfair system I have. But stupid movies can do stupid things for me more. It also depends on, like, again, influencers is supposed to be a mystery. Don't tell me the answer to the mystery before it starts. Even if I'm not going to be shocked, let me at least go on the journey. Yeah. This is a foregone conclusion.
So I'm going to...
That was a bad choice.
I'm going to fight back a little bit on this because... Well, okay, so horror movies, and specifically slasher horror movies, right? We give everyone the benefit of the doubt. We let a lot of shit slide, right? And I feel like this movie did a good job of... Because normally people get stuck in a house, and it's like, why don't you just fucking leave the house or whatever?
Yeah.
They did a good job of making these people feel... At least they felt trapped to me.
This is
they
unfair.
Could not leave.
Because first off, there's no fucking chance you build this mansion and there's not a way to get out of the pool except for that one staircase. Like, what about a fucking
Why would you need
mudslide?
more staircases?
What about a mudslide? They're
what
rich.
Are you talking
they
about?
Can't fucking put in another stair escape. There's not a ladder down to the beach. That's crazy.
That's very much a nitpick.
Yeah, that's a
if
nitpick.
That's all we're doing is nitpicking. That's what a fucking podcast is.
Nitpicker.
Okay.
You're also saying the whore genre, blah, blah, blah. What it really is you like ladies trapped in water movies.
Yeah, no.
You like ladies trapped in water movies. That's what it is.
Why does it have to be ladies? Why do you have to say it like
'Cause you
that?
just-
I liked anybody trapped in water.
Well,
bro.
because just saying all the movies I've seen with you, that you're like, I'm fucking rock
It's not
hard.
my fault they're
It's
all
women
ladies.
caught in the ocean.
Well, they don't ever let men get trapped in the ocean.
That's what I'm saying.
I do think it was a good device. It was very Cujo-esque, where they're stuck in the car,
Yeah.
Or The Shallows. I thought about that movie a lot.
See, a Sam favorite. 47 meters, right? All these
Okay,
fucking shark movies.
I'm glad
That's what
I'm glad
Sam's
you said
into.
that. 47 meters, same director.
Oh, okay.
Johannes
makes sense.
Johannes Roberts, and he also, speaking of pools, did The Strangers Prey at Night. The best part of that movie
was
is
the
that
pool. Yep.
kill in the pool. So the guy knows how to shoot his pool
knows how to
scenes.
shoot.
This is
Bullshit.
some kind of weird Tarantino with feet thing.
He's in the pools. Did he also do the genie movie where the genie lives in the pool?
Night
The
Swim?
Night Swim.
Night Swim.
I don't think so.
I don't even
that
think
was
they
him.
had a director on that
That
movie.
would
It
be
just
cool.
happened, yeah. It somehow just shit itself into the world.
Well, yeah, I thought the whole set was a great piece, or a great mechanic to keep them trapped there, and the fact that they're in. And they had all these establishing shots of where they're in the fucking jungle, dude. So it's man versus nature. They did a good job of making it seem like they're
Complete
trapped.
remote isolation.
Right.
Okay.
And again, it is weaponizing wealth against them.
Yeah.
Because they're so
If they would have
rich
had neighbors,
that
they'd been
they're
okay.
like,
yeah.
we don't want to see a neighbor. We don't want to be around the hoi polloi like they're Frasier. And then it's like, I bet you wish you had a trailer park
Well, think
right
about it
next
this
to you
way, man.
now, bitch.
They were screaming for a good 2 minutes, solid help, 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 and nobody heard them.
Right.
Who would?
Yeah, no
They're
one's
literally on like a 400-foot cliff on the other side of the pool. No one can come save them.
I tell you this,
except for apparently just some guys who are just like, we're gonna get so much puss, we'll just walk into your house and start drinking.
They sent them their address earlier.
I understand. Yeah. They just walked in like they owned the joint.
They don't give a.
That was
but
crazy.
they were wasted though.
They were wasted. Yeah.
I would never in my most wasted. That's a lie. Sam actually slept on a family's couch and almost got murdered.
I've done
by
this
the
exact same thing.
Sam's done this.
I've done
a
this
lot.
exact same thing, but
not for pussy, just for slumber.
there was no chimpanzee in there, and I got lucky.
That's the trick. Sam was the chimpanzee.
So I would like to say that this is unbelievable that people wouldn't just walk into someone's house and sleep in their bed, but I have done this.
Yeah, a guy was working third shift at whatever factory. He came home and found Sam sleeping on his couch
My God.
with his wife and kids upstairs. And chase Sam. I don't remember if you had pants on or not. It was just boxers.
No, my
chase
dude.
Sam out of his house. Could you imagine that guy got
Was
off?
this in California?
This was in Muncie.
This was in Muncie.
And our
What?
ball state
Jesus,
years.
man! Do you know the stand your ground laws in Indiana?
Muncie's the number one.
Well, and it
place
was
to
like
get
right
murdered.
after that one dude got shot.
It was right after the
Yeah,
ball state cop
yeah.
shot the student.
Right.
Dude, I'm so OCD. I took off my shirt, my pants, and my socks. I folded them.
So you're sitting there, fucking hairy tits out.
Dude, I folded them all up nicely by the foot of the couch, and I just laid down.
He's
And
just shit face folding his
this
clothes.
dude comes in. He's like, "Hey, bro, why are you in my house?" And I was like, "Oh, it's okay." And then his wife comes out of the bedroom. And she's like, "Call the cops! Who the hell is this?" And she's got a little baby in her hands.
Oh my God!
And the dude's like, he's got a baseball bat pointed at me, and she's like, "Call the cops." He's like, "I'm just gonna let him go." Luckily, thank you, dude. If you happen to be listening to this, thank you so much. You let me go, but I didn't know where I was at. I had to find my way home.
He just ran out in his boxers holding his little clothes.
It was 3 days after I turned 21, so
Oh my God! Sam, bad.
Sam,
bad.
so yeah, I could
will
have been
say
that
Sam
dude.
in just his boxers is the last thing I'd want to see walking out of a room holding my new toddler.
I gotta tell you, he's lucky that I had my boxers on.
I will say, if we're just airing Sam out, Sam was the king of getting naked in the middle of our college parties. I'd be outside having a dart, and you just see people running out and some people running in. It was always Sam laying on
ones.
our counter, fucking doing the helicopter every time.
This
Every
guy.
fucking time.
This
It was
guy.
naked Sam.
Okay.
Look at how far he's come.
He is. He's
I'm
evolved.
fully clothed. I have like multiple layers of clothing.
Yes, he's evolved.
We're all
if you
good.
will.
We're all good now.
Okay, so let's talk. Let's get back onto the movie here. Griffey, you said this is a set piece movie. I totally agree. Let's break down some of the most messed up set pieces that we felt like, or really hit those beats that you want to see if you're a teenager going to these flicks.
This is the universal Jaws ride of movies, right?
Yeah,
That's what this is. Again, it's hard to pick because the whole movie's set pieces, right? Like you have your classic, they got to go inside to get the phone that's charging. They turn on Dora the Explorer.
They're hiding in the closet.
Right? The guy's coming in drunk and they go high and low and it's which one will he follow? It's hard to pick because that's the whole movie.
Yeah.
Like the whole movie, there's no kind of breath in this movie, which again, I think was a brilliant choice because that's just what we want in a January movie, right? They really, again, I do think the cynical producer part bears its fangs so much in this movie that there's just, it's hard to even call this a movie or art. Like it's just such a cynical, like we're going to make money on this.
Yeah.
If you had to rank the best set pieces, it's gotta be her going for the phone. I think it's gotta be the chimpanzee grabbing them from the lights because we think they're safe in the middle of the pool and he attacks from above.
That was great because that comes out of nowhere. That's a good jump scare, and he rips her hair out.
Rips part of her scalp out. That was pretty cool. And then I think third is the opening with Rob Delaney in the cage.
You think?
I think those are the three set pieces.
I disagree. I would choose completely different ones. I loved the girl trapped in the SUV where
that was so bad.
The back hatch.
That was so
The back
bad.
hatch comes out. My favorite was the poor dumb bastard who's stuck in the bed with where he's like, no means no, no means no. Yeah. He gets his jaw ripped off.
The kid in the bed was pretty badass, yeah.
Well, he gets his jaw ripped off. Not only gets it ripped off, but he's still alive, and he's looking up at the jaw.
Hold on.
And
you can see his tongue.
Face.
Did anyone else for a second?
Dude.
Because I thought that Chimp was going to rape him. Yeah. I thought that Chimp was going to insert on him.
I think that was the intention of...
As it kept going, because I was like, oh, he's going to bite his dick off because Chimps do that.
They do.
As he kept getting closer, I was like, he's going to put his tiny dick in his mouth. I really thought that was coming. And I was doing the thing, I was like, when do I cover the kid's eyes? Because as he kept getting closer, and I was like, there's only one time I've ever been on my wife in that position. And I know where this goes next. I've never been on anyone in that position outside of wrestling or jiu-jitsu class where it doesn't end with a dick in the mouth. And I was horrified. I was horrified.
Jesus.
No, he just rips his mouth off altogether.
And then they go the childish pussy way and just rip his face off.
I thought that was the coolest thing when he brought the skull, because there's like
he puts it back
it's like
on.
Such a terrifying thing, right? And then they do the Terrifier thing where they have a little bit of comedy in there where he's like, ho 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 ho, I'm talking with my fucking mouth.
Right.
Well, that whole scene
and it kind of takes you out of it
because it does he teleports around the room, right, and he sees him through the cloth and he keeps pushing his. They do that like 8 times in the movie. Him distorted by some fabric or plastic in front of him. And he's like doing the thing with the keys. And I was like, it was just a great scene. Mm-hmm. Great, funny scene. Again, I disagree. I think the SUV scene is so fucking lame.
The thing I liked about the SUV scene, right, is so as much as they tried to make this girl unlikable, she is really just someone that's not really involved in this situation at all.
I felt like
she almost got...
She's like, I'm here for vacation. How the fuck
she's there to have fun. She's kind of like us. She's kind of like the audience.
I felt like she was maybe the most heroic.
Yeah.
Well,
she tried to do something.
I did in my heart of hearts think she was going to go get them help.
And she almost made it. That's what made it so bad.
Dude, that was the only thing in that scene I liked is that she picked the wrong car.
She just picked... And it was the exact same car. It's like, oh, God, dude.
Yeah, him like pressing the beep, beep.
Yeah.
That's when you start to see you're like, this is not as much a movie, but like an algorithmed out thought experiment.
Sure. Well, because like, that's so he wouldn't do that. Yeah.
And it's like, does he have rabies or is he a fucking like serial killer with the heart on?
He's
like,
demon,
what are we doing here?
Right. He's both.
Yeah, that one. Also, I'd already seen that in the trailer that he like emerged.
Yeah.
So like they'd already done that exact scene in the trailer, so I knew that. I knew he opened the back hatch. I was just so bored in that moment.
You didn't think it was kind of fun that he's getting his rocks off by taunting all of his victims?
Yeah.
I mean,
no. What I thought kind of worked was when he was killing people and you could see him like not being able to process it. I think that's what makes Chimps different.
Yes,
is that little bit of humanity where he starts doing the like Lucy bad, like something is infuriating him. But he's also an animal who's lived kind of with us and has been pampered. And so there's moments like when he tries to touch her hand and then breaks her arm.
Every once in a while he'll do a pause.
I don't think that was a trick. I think that was him like
snapping out of
having a moment of like, oh, it's normal. Oh, wait, what? I'm covered in blood and he's pissed.
That's what made it feel more real. Those were the moments where
and then he starts beeping the horn. Yeah. And trying to put his dick in that kid's mouth. And I was like, now we're just doing a horror movie.
Dude, first off, he never tried to put his dick in any kid's mouth.
That was exactly what was going to happen. Maybe he's got a huge one. That's why I had to make more room. Who knows? That was definitely all I could think about in the theater.
Okay.
You didn't think that at all?
I honestly didn't think that.
What about
in that scene? No, I didn't.
What about the scenes with the dad who's deaf? And you do the whole...
He's a little loose.
Well, and the perspective where we go to silence. And
dude,
he can't
that was great. That was really fucking scary. And again, I think often people with disabilities are very undershown in movies, period. Because I remember when Coda came out, and he was in Coda. I fucking loved that movie. It felt like getting a glimpse into a real
So
other
he's
world.
a real life deaf guy, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did he know that there was a monkey in there? Or?
He knew there was a chimp. He didn't know, because that's the thing. He walks in, and in the dark, as you look around, it looks like your house.
But think about it. In his mind, it's still in the enclosure.
Yes.
Yeah.
He thinks everything's fine. Maybe his daughter's just getting
But
railed.
he didn't
and that's why
notice
she's
like
not...
the shit's all over. He just thought they were having a party.
That is a weird thing where he's just like, hey, you should fuck that kid. And I was like, damn, Dad, chill.
That's what I'm saying.
And then
he's
he
a little
comes
loose.
home and he has a bite of their old pizza and he's just like, nice, my daughter's getting her fucking back
look at
blown
it. He's
out.
got the long hair.
Until he sees the guy with the face off and he's like, oh! Yeah. And then it's time to fight.
Then it's time. And then he does
that
fight.
ending scene, that's the worst set piece.
Why?
There's no way the three
like
of
that?
them, there's no chance on earth the three of them beat that chimpanzee in a fight.
Oh, there's a chance.
There's not a chance.
There's a chance.
An injured 14-year-old.
So you want to know
a
what,
spoiled rich college girl.
You know what I've been
and her
thinking
dad
about?
with no weapon.
The last 3 days is how I would kill a fucking chimp.
Yeah. Hey, you want to know a spoiler alert? You wouldn't.
I would.
You'd be fucking
I am
dead.
under the belief
you would have no jaw
I'd take
and
that
fucking
fucker out, dude.
chimpanzee dick on your tongue.
I think I could take
immediately.
him.
There's no way without a weapon.
When I jumped into the pool, I would have grabbed something to poke him with.
Like a
I
pool
forgot.
noodle?
I forgot there was a spear rack by the pool.
There definitely would have been one of those net
Also,
things.
if you lived with Sam in college, you do know that he is surrounded by
I'm
medieval
surrounded by fucking
weaponry.
weapons. Yeah, I'm not getting killed.
Can of medieval weapons.
I'm not getting killed by no chimp.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I would have weapons.
Yeah.
With weapons, maybe. If you were a dad,
We're talking about me.
a spoiled white teenage girl,
We're not
and
talking about
her
Lucy.
14-year-old daughter who had half of her fucking thigh bit off, you are not surviving that fight. He's killing you immediately.
That dude's pretty big,
and
though.
they didn't even have a moment where it was like the chimp was like, my family. He was in full attack mode. There's no chance they survived.
Well, that's what happens when
He
you
was
have
full
rabies.
rabied, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. The only chance they had is that scene where he looks up at his like dad, and they're doing sign language, and he's like, "Oh yeah, this is annoying," and she goes, "God!" and stabbed him with the broken shovel in the heart. There's no chance in hell that either of them were able to hold that chimpanzee by his like shoulders and keep him from biting them. There's no chance on earth that any of them can bench 500 pounds and do that.
They might have been able to do it. They should have gotten more fucked up, for sure.
Yeah, they should have been ripped to pieces.
They should have been ripped to shreds, yeah.
Me and Heath were talking before the show. Even though it seems like they walked out of there in one piece, they're losing everything.
Oh, yeah.
They are getting sued in a class action lawsuit, and they're going to have
left.
no money for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, exactly. How many teenagers are dead because the dad went off and left them alone with their
With the
rabies
chimp,
pets?
yeah.
The dad's like,
that's
I have
bad.
a book signing for my new airport book. I knew he had rabies, probably.
Yeah. Yeah,
and also, again, every lawyer's going to be like, and where was your monkey killing laser turrets all
Yeah.
over your house? He's like, I didn't have
Or
them,
at
sorry."
least a tranquilizer dart or something.
Anything. There's no way you let a murderous, carnivorous piece of shit chimpanzee in your house and don't have, like, I would have that fucking robot from Terminator, like, announce yourself, and if it went,
oh God,
wasting him,
man, wouldn't that have been great if they had like an iRobot
Yes.
battling the chimp?
Yeah.
Yes.
Different
That's
movie,
what
I
I mean.
guess.
If you're turning off the brain, just go for it.
Right.
There's no way you have anything in your house that you don't think you can kill with your bare hands and not have weapons for that.
I know.
I'm sure my wife has a
and
weapon hidden
they
right
could've-
now in case she's got to kill
That
me.
is a flaw in the script, because they could have easily written it into like the monkey found the gun and took it or something. They could have done something.
Anything. They could have done the fucking Koba, right, from
Yeah.
Planet of the Apes. There's no way you don't have a gun in this house to murder that ape. There's no way.
How did you guys feel about the actual ending where Ben dies? That felt very
Anticlimactic.
Mark Wahlberg fear. You
Yeah,
know? It was
where
like-
the dad just fucking yeets him
Yeah.
50 yards out of the window. And I was like, I know it's William Peterson, but Jesus Christ.
yeah, it's kind of like, this is it. This is all we're doing.
He fucking
Okay.
Yokozunaed him out the window. And then it's just like credits.
Yeah, is that how it ended? It was just credits after
Yeah,
that? I
because
can't
Mark
remember.
Wahlberg's like, ooh, and he runs at him, and William Peterson just and you see a fucking blow-up doll fly 50 yards onto the rocks, and that's the movie.
Movie over.
That's the whole movie.
That's kind of badass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought this was kind of lame. It was super weak for the movie we had watched.
I agree.
The only character I cared about in the whole movie was Ben.
Yeah.
And they spent extra effort to try to make that the case. another 8 feet, he's in the pool. We should have watched Ben struggling and drowning in the pool. And
that's a great point because
maybe the family's hovering over the pool,
deciding whether to save him or not.
Maybe they reach out and have a moment of grace, like he reaches up to them and they reach down because they remember what he was.
Then he bites him again.
There's no fucking chance.
It was too random that it's just like a shard of wood of
and
debris.
As soon as that thing broke, you knew it was going to stab someone. Yeah. When that was the ending, I was like, that is so... Like,
you're right.
Why are we doing... You even had a title card at the start, and it's like in 2300 BC, the first case of hydrophobia, blah, blah, blah. And then it's called rabies. And I was like, wait, you guys know that water doesn't cause rabies, right? Like, are we aware of this in this movie? Maybe not. Who cares? He had to get thrown in the pool. They should have been in the pool together.
Yeah.
Like, when he tries to tackle the girl, they should have both fallen in the pool and locked eyes underwater.
That was half the movie. Is that's
the whole fucking point of the movie?
In the pool. Yeah. So that because they said he couldn't swim.
Yeah.
They never paid that off. You're right. That was the perfect opportunity.
Well, they paid it off by the fact that they were in the pool. But if we're just saying how we thought the movie should be, I feel like Ben should have won, and the last shot should have been Ben just like walking down the Hawaii highway.
No, the police roll up and Ben has his iPad and he's like, A cab. And
he just fucks up the cops,
slaughtering ICE agents.
Dude, I wanted Ben to win so bad, and I thought it was going to happen. Towards the end, I was like, "There's no way they're getting fucking out of this." And then even when the dad showed up, I'm like, "Now we get to see the dad die." Awesome.
See that? Yeah, I felt sad because I really like him. I didn't want him to die, but also he is 100%.
He's the one that deserves to die.
He honestly, as soon as he starts getting the fucking subpoenas, he's gonna wish he had died.
That's true.
Fighting that chimpanzee. There's no doubt about it.
Poor Ben, he should have won.
That ending was so bad. It literally just felt like we gave you pigs what you want. Get out of here.
And all we're going to do at the very end is the same thing we've seen in, almost every movie where it's like, oh, we're wearing the blankets with the sirens going.
The Hollow Man last image.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it in how many movies?
I'm sorry I wasn't here. And it's like, well, you're here now. And I was like, nope. That doesn't work. I know you think that's a hook. That doesn't work for every situation. That's not right.
I mean, technically, she's not wrong because he did save them. So they are glad he's there now.
I know, but the way they...
But if I chop your arm off and then cauterize the stub, you don't go, that was pretty nice of you, Griff. Thank you.
But that was also just kind of like one line in the beginning where they talk about his...
He's always working.
He's sort of... Yeah. It wasn't like a major point of the characters and the dynamics, and they tried to pay that off like it was.
Well, they do it with the sister, and then
they did it with the
her
sister
and the
too,
sister never talk for the rest of the movie, except she's like, "I'll save you," and the sister's like, "Blood loss." And I was like, "What the fuck?"
You never got any payoffs from any of the relationships.
No, because that's the thing. If I had a critique, this movie should have been 60 minutes.
Yeah.
We should have started with the vet getting murdered.
And they could just say my dad's out of town.
Ben is literally putting his dick in the dead vet's mouth, and then he looks up, he's like, "Huh?" And he hears an Uber horn. And he's like, my girl's home. And he should walk up covered in blood and be like, teddy bear. Ah! And just start fucking killing him. I would have cut everything out of this movie that wasn't a set piece because, not to be rude, I mean, I would be shocked if there was even a script for this part of the movie.
That's the thing. It's so threadbare on the...
Nothing.
Very well directed.
And honestly, the performers were pretty good.
They were pretty fine.
The performances were fine considering they were asked to do nothing except show BFF necklaces.
Yeah, exactly. It was a director showcase. There's no script to speak of, but it doesn't matter. We're
right.
Here for
There's
the set
lots
pieces.
of movies that try really hard to do a story.
Scripts are overrated.
That no one will give a shit about versus Primate.
Right.
Like Primate gives you the primordial horror movie experience. I want to go into the theater, and with me and my sons, we were like rolling around our seats like, like scared. It's like, oh, where's this fucking thing going to come from? Ooh, that's violent.
Yeah.
You
don't need any of the other bullshit.
I wasn't in any way misdirected. I had no fucking illusions of what this movie was or wasn't. It just said, here's your KFC bowl where all the food's in one pig. Eat up. And I said, yep, I'm a big fan of that.
I think here's a clear example of how I feel about this movie. And it's the scene where she gets out of the pool early and tries to get the phone.
Yeah.
And as she has it, like Ben he's still not like fully rabied out. He hasn't killed anyone except
he's
for
like partially sleeping.
He's trying to kill people, yeah.
Right. He's agitated, but so she gets out of the pool and she creeps up to the phone, and right before she grabs the phone, it rings. Of course, right? Roll your eyes on this. It's like, of course that would happen. I saw it coming a mile away, but it still viscerally affected you.
Well,
it was
that's what
it made you jump.
Yeah.
It's just powerful directing when
Yes.
we know and he knows we know,
and it still
but
works.
again, even my son was like, "It's gonna ring. It's gonna like." My sons know because they've seen 1,000 horror movies already. They know the game. That's the case for most scary scenes, where it's like it won't be behind the refrigerator door. You'll think you're safe. She turns around, there it is. Like even the misdirects are tropes at this point.
It's the exact same.
We know
the exact same thing where the Nick character, he pushes, we think, Ben off the side of the pool, off the cliff, and he looks over with his dumb, goofy smile, and you know that his arm's getting grabbed and he's getting tossed.
Well, because we're also only 20 minutes into the movie. Yeah.
Fucking run. Yeah. We're not. Are we going to end this right now?
Yeah, there's no
Is
way.
this a short film like The Passengers trailer?
And then it's just dealing with the... Then you have to deal with the grief of killing your pet, and that's the movie?
You know what I would rather deal with? Murdering my pet than 5 of my friends, one of which I thought I was going to have sex with.
Yeah, but which would you rather watch as a movie?
Me murdering my friends or my pet?
Well,
or watching my pet murder my
I'd
friend?
rather watch my pet murdering my friends.
I'd rather watch heroically as I have no shirt, abs glistening, and I'm just fucking breaking nature.
I have no clue what you're talking about, but cool.
That's the sequel.
It sounds cool though, right? It sounded cool. That's the movie I'm trying to watch. I'm just saying, I love pets as much as the next. I can't remember, some comedian did this, or Tom Segura. He's like, I love my dog. My dog's great. But the way you love your children is way up here. If my dog bit my child, I would drown it in the bathtub in front of the whole family.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, anyone who has kids, that's how it goes. Maybe there are people who only have pets and would not do this. There's no way they don't have we're going to immediately kill Ben. They should have one of like those fucking Hunger Game things. Like as soon as he crosses the threshold, it blows his head up. You know what I mean? If you just say a code like banana split, his fucking head blows up. That's what it should be. You should have that technology if you're going to let this in. This is the same as letting a fucking horrifying serial killer rapist just live in your house.
Yeah, I agree.
That's crazy. You shouldn't.
Well,
do that.
I for one would never have a chimpanzee as a pet. I'm reluctant to even have a dog as a pet. I have a cat, and look at this. It already fucked me up.
Sam's already being killed by nature. All right. So since this is kind of a movie, we should probably go through, and I do think this is a movie that exists only to feed us high sugar slop, right? How would you rank the kills in this movie? Because there's probably 5 or 6 really good kills. Yeah. Oh, God.
Hey, Ben Field.
Yeah. I feel like there's a chance with this mask and talking about kills that Heath could be erect.
Yeah, you might be on a list or something.
Yeah, that iPad's going to tip over. So if we had to rank the kills,
okay,
the worst kill in the movie undoubtedly is the best friend who's killed off screen that we never see.
The shovel.
Yeah.
The shovel's the worst kill. It's not even close.
Right.
The second worst kill is the friend getting hit in the head with the rock on the stairs.
Yeah.
It does showcase that chimps do use tools, though, and
Right.
I did enjoy that.
Also, I get that. I think they thought we were emotionally invested in that story, which we weren't.
I was.
As soon as we saw her brother die, we knew she was dying.
Dude,
so that's why I'd put it at the bottom.
I liked her best out of all of them.
That's why I'd put it at the bottom.
All right.
Then I think you gotta go.
Let's see, I have them all here.
Yeah, you gotta go.
Well, there's the SUV.
SUV's the third
That's
worst.
the contentious one.
That one I think's the third worst because it's just him punching her in the tits and scratching her.
For me, that's my favorite.
Okay.
Because of the closeness to escape.
It was lame
She was
because
the
we also
closest-
knew she's the character who 100%'s never getting out of this movie, so it has no impact whatsoever.
That's a good point.
Then what are the other kills? Rob Delaney's kill.
At the first.
I would go next
It was
because
all right.
it's a shocking punctuation of violence right off the bat. Then you've got
The guy falling down the hill is pretty awesome.
You have that one, and then you have the guy's jaw being ripped off.
The guy's jaw being ripped off is probably the best.
The best one. The second best is the kid being thrown out of the pool and watching him fall. And I said, they're not going to do this, right?
They cracked him.
Debating if I was going to cover my kid's eyes. I was like, he's not going to water balloon it, right? And no, they did like a kind of.
Yeah, that was good.
Still
was a quick
intense.
cut,
Yeah. And then number one by far is this. The number one is the kid who thinks he's about to get laid. He's rolling around in her bed. He's getting all perfumed up. He's looking at her pictures to try to find the words to get her into the sack. And then all of a sudden this chimpanzee's like, you're either getting your face ripped off or my dick in your mouth. and it's fucking
He decides
horrifying.
for the face,
Yeah.
And to be fair, the guy that fell down the hill and hit his head is probably he got off the best.
First up, this is not a Kate Bush song. It's not a hill. It's a fucking cliff. All right, he gets thrown off a mountain.
He fell off a cliff and hit his head. I was like, that's probably the best way to go.
This is not Jack and Jill where he rolled down a hill. He got thrown off a fucking cliff.
All right, semantics.
Geography.
So we're all in agreement that that's the order.
I think that's the order.
So.
I think we disagree a little bit on the SUV.
SUV, yeah.
Because that's just...
Well, the kill itself wasn't that crazy. I love the close-up on her eye as she starts to cry.
Yeah.
She knows she's going to... It's very powerful. But the actual kill itself, I don't think was that good.
Well, it wasn't even clear how he
just
killed her.
bashed her
He
to
just
death,
bashed
dude.
her, yeah.
Yeah, and
it's brutal.
He smashed her to bits and broke her ribcage. Like, sure, you got killed by pummeling.
Yeah.
I thought this movie was going to go a little further than that.
Yeah,
we had no eyes ripped out. We had no fingers bit off. No dicks ripped off.
It could have been more messed up.
That's what chimpanzees do.
I wanted a couple of the dick rips.
Yeah, because first off, he should have bit the guy who's in her bed's dick off.
Yeah.
And then ripped someone else's jaw off. You could still have that kill.
Or both. He could do both on the same guy.
We'll do them on separate guys because the one guy gets killed. We literally just see his feet flenching. That's how we did it in one of our shorts.
Yeah.
We had no budget.
I feel like
can you flop your feet as I pretend?
You know what, man? I feel like they misplaced some footage or something because that didn't seem like it fit in the movie because they have the scene where he picks up the shovel.
That was another cynical producer's note, which is this is our non-white guy.
You can't kill the black guy.
Yeah, it's our non-white guy, so we can't.
That's bullshit.
Do that. I mean, I agree. He's in the movie.
Yeah.
Fucking, if that's it. Or have him survive. Don't kill him off screen.
Yeah.
That's weak.
Yeah, maybe he falls
down. That
down.
feels more racist.
Although, what was happening at that time? There was something going on because
the
he was
going to run to the SUV.
because Ben was
says
distracted by
That's fine. She couldn't run up and see how he died and then run for it as he keeps ripping him apart.
I don't know.
Yeah,
that's bullshit.
Okay, so what's the most messed up moment then? Is it not one of the kills?
So the most messed up moment in Primate, I think, is easy. Which is
the dad leaves.
He comes into their breakfast and drops a fucking dead mongoose in a fucking 1 gallon Ziploc bag, and he's like, "Yeah, this thing bit Ben. I don't know. He's pretty sick. P.S. I'm gonna go sell my airport novel." You would never.
Actually, the first thing he says is breakfast.
Yeah. It's like you go a little too flippant with nature. And I'm not surprised it went this bad.
You know what? I'm surprised his daughters lived this long.
Crazy.
You know?
Yeah. Your daughter who just came back from college, who doesn't seem to like you guys that much, and this is a house where she's remembering her dead mother. Don't fucking drop a dead mongoose in her Cheerios. That's fucking crazy shit.
I would actually argue the most messed up moment is when he's at his book signing and he's texting with the vet. And she's like, "Yeah, this mongoose has rabies." And he's like, "That's not a thing." Click.
Yeah, he's like, "I got a bunch of 45-year-old menopausal women that need autographs."
Well, they cut back to him and he leaves, right? So
well,
he does eventually leave.
Eventually. I mean, it takes a while.
I'm just saying, as a parent, as soon as it's like, "Hey, there might be rabies by your kid," and you go, it's like George Bush when he heard the towers were falling. And he's just like, "But I really like where the wild things are." It's like, dude, you got to make a choice.
You got to make a choice.
You got to make a choice.
Like, I'm kind of in the middle of something here.
That's one of those things where it's like not making a choice is a huge choice.
It's a choice.
Tells me a lot about this character.
Yeah.
This dad's trying to pound a Hawaiian 10. He's got to get that paycheck.
Hey, man, it worked out for him. Except for the lawsuits, but yeah.
Yeah, except for him losing everything in the lawsuits after. Sam, what was the most messed up moment in Primate?
All right, so I'm going to go with the easy one. The moment when Heath was talking about when they're... And then he just fucking breaks her hand.
Oh!
Yeah, that was gnarly.
That did it for me.
That was gross.
Can I do two?
Yeah.
Because I had that one did it for me, and then the very first time, for some reason, when the monkey bit this little sister's leg...
I agree.
I was like, what the fuck?
Because she's like 13 or 14.
She's like the pure one, you know?
Yeah.
Also, I think it's just an undersold thing that I think people, when they think of chimpanzees, they've heard of attacks and this and that. I think people really undersell the giant canines meant for ripping meat. It really helps sell how extra scary these animals are. Mm-hmm. And it's like a 13-year-old. He rips her whole fucking leg out.
Dude, when his lips part and his teeth fucking come down, he goes...
Yeah, like that college guy was about to get his lips split. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, that dude biting the girl, that's another one of those where it's like this genre of horror movie, which we're getting more of, they're always going to go after that kid. Like those kids are in the movie to be gotten. It's this kind of new generation to me of the glut of straight to VHS horror movies we got, where they had less rules and boundaries. This is kind of the corporatized version of that.
Right.
So she doesn't die, but she gets fucked up.
Yeah, it's a little slicker. This is a movie that feels like somewhere in this world there's a spreadsheet that exists that made choices for this movie that had nothing to do with art. And to be fair, the spreadsheet seems to have made more good choices than bad.
Yeah.
And it makes sense that that's the first real violent attack out after the opening, because we're, a half hour in before we have...
Oh, maybe
some
even less, yeah.
20 minutes, half hour. But the first one off the board, not a kill, but an act of violence is that leg bite. And you're going to go after the one that you feel like is... off limits, and it's like,
dude, she's bleeding in the pool. It's fucking horrifying.
It's like it's a signal to the audience that, hey, this movie is maybe not safe.
Yeah, if you forgot when Rob Delaney gets his fucking face peeled off, here's a reminder.
That's what made me kind of think that maybe Ben is just going to kill all these fucking people,
right?
And that's how the movie's going to end.
Well, again, I'm always for the catharsis of watching rich people get fucking slaughtered. So it was a win-win for me. I was like, no matter how this goes, I'm into it. Again, I do think it's so weird because they always say that in times of crisis and trouble in the world that our art gets a little more vicious. I actually feel like this is the opposite, right? Where now our world's getting so chaotic and scary all the time. The news is fucking unbearable. Like, it's so funny to come out of this movie and just see a fucking video of some mom getting shot.
Right.
It's fucking crazy. It feels like now what it is we're so inundated with horror all the time that the movies are just saying, we get it. The movies need to be brutal and violent to feel like they are worthy of your time in this modern world. But they also aren't saying a fucking thing.
I don't know. I think it's a little different. What really is happening is that studios are making horror films now because those are the only ones that make any damn money.
But this wasn't like a big studio movie.
This was Paramount.
Was this Paramount?
Yes, this was a Paramount release.
Wow.
Yeah, no, this is a studio film.
Yeah.
Okay, so I had to say that kind of hurts the movie for me because I thought this was like a little indie.
No.
Oh, no, dude.
This is a Paramount movie?
Yeah, big time.
I'm excited for that because it means they're actually kowtowing to our needs, you know?
Right, Paramount that said, hey, if you let us buy WB, we'll turn CNN into a propaganda network. Right. That makes sense now. That's why we can't fucking have anything to say.
Right, and so there's always going to be some sort of sanitation. I mean, given it being a teenager directed, not directed, but designed for teenagers, studio film, it could only go so far. I mean, it's not going to be a Terrifier where Cineverse is going to release something unrated.
Right.
You know, it's not that type of thing.
Well, I think what it is it's just, it's weird to me that the art isn't as much reflecting the kind of terror of what it feels like to be alive right now, but instead it's saying, here's a lollipop. It's like when the doctor gives you a shot and you're like, oh, that fucking hurts.
That's okay. We have Eddington for that.
Yeah, right? Fuck.
Well, I think you may just be a fucked up individual because I feel like this movie was...
Time out.
I feel like this movie was extremely fucked up and violent. What are you talking about?
Right, it's violent.
What are you even talking about?
It's safe violence. The same way to me, Terrifier is safe violence because it's here is a cartoonified, horrific situation. Nothing in this movie ever feels real. There's no stakes. These are two-dimensional paper dolls for me to rip the heads off.
That's just like your opinion, bro.
If you're a teenager, you are identifying with these characters simply for the fact that they look your age. They're reflective of your own identity. They might look
like you. You've never been in a fucking Hawaiian hillside grotto pool with a chimpanzee.
Know? I've been in there.
They've all been on spring break together at a place like
right. Do you remember what those Panama City Beach hotel scenarios were when we went?
It doesn't matter. It's the whole spirit of it.
It's the idea.
Yeah,
dude.
So,
I think you're dramatically overselling Gen Z's empathy ability to pretend they give a shit about.
It's not just teenagers. I resonated with this movie in the sense that I've always been afraid of animals killing me.
Right.
That's a very basic human
That's a basic
instinct.
pitch for the horror movie. Hey, what about a chimpanzee killing people?
What is safe about that?
It's safe because these are not real human beings that we're afraid of. This is the exact opposite of Dee Wallace in her car with her son. They're overheating. Can she protect her son? Her dad ran out.
Was that the
has
point?
Real human storytelling.
Was that the point of the movie, though? Because I feel like you're just critiquing the writing. I don't think that's what they were going for.
What I'm saying is this is a movie that's designed to not have a fucking point.
So you're saying that the writers wrote it that way.
This is a 7-Eleven Slurpee of a movie. And that's not a bad thing.
That doesn't
Sometimes
make any
you
sense,
want a
man.
Slurpee.
Because I feel like they tried. Because why would they have these moments where...
No. They tried to make the best movie they can What never matters or takes precedent in this movie is character.
But why have the scenes where the dad's like, I'm sorry I wasn't here?
Because that's
the bare minimum.
That's what they think a movie is.
Right.
So then
Here's
it's not.
the thing.
So then it's not by design.
If you're going to have the thing where a dad comes home and fights for his daughters, that's because you've read Saves the Cat and that has to happen. There's no universe where this movie cares about the art of storytelling.
Whoa.
And him and his daughters don't have a fucking throwdown about how he left them with a sick chimpanzee. That's fucking insane.
Well, they're all in shock. First off,
it does the bare minimum that it has to do
Yes.
in order to get to the set piece to set piece to set piece.
Yeah, where they do exceptional work.
Yeah, but I do think that there's going to be a little extra. If you are the age of the characters, you're going to identify with the situation just a bit more. And this movie is for those.
I don't agree with that at all. I think if you're a teenager who's more worried about sticking your finger in someone than narrative structure, like us as middle-aged guys on a podcast, sure, this movie will have more miles than you.
That's exactly.
They're not watching it and they're like, I really empathize with this rich piece of shit in her grotto and all of her friends.
It's just
they don't give a fuck about that.
It's just an identity thing.
Yeah.
It's just a this will be fun.
Well,
a girl will get scared and lean
what
a little
he's saying
closer
is
to me.
if this was 30-year-olds and they were coming back from like a business trip or something, it would be geared towards us.
Right.
But since it's young people, it's geared. That's all he's saying. Yeah.
I'm saying I disagree.
You're
What
just
I'm
being
saying
obtuse.
is this is an algorithmic slop kind of a film that may be the new trend in horror as our real world gets more and more terrified.
Well, you're right, because it's not written or designed by teenagers.
Yeah.
No.
So, of course.
Yeah, this is a
Gotcha,
cynical crash grab. The same way that none of those 80s horror movies where it's like, oh, I'm in a junior in high school and their tits are flopping around everywhere. That wasn't written by teenagers. That was written for gross guys to watch, right? That's what this is.
But the difference is
horror and reality gets darker and darker. Our horror movies are not reflecting that.
But the difference in that example is that yes, it was written by middle-aged guys for middle-aged guys. This is written probably by middle-aged guys for actual teenagers.
Yeah. So were all the great horror movies of the 80s. That was because they hadn't built that huge like generational horror audience.
Yeah, they were in for us when we were teenagers.
Well, it's like when you read things like Superman, Batman, Ninja Turtles now. They have to write them differently because they have to be stories for people who have been fans of these for 30 fucking years.
Yeah.
Right? Horror's like that,
but
too.
You also have to have
change.
the basics in there for the new fans.
Right. That's
So
what this is.
it's like
this,
a tightrope.
this is a perfect... I don't like horror. I saw this in a garage, and that was fucking fun. What else can I watch?
Yeah.
It's a great little gateway horror movie, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, let's not pretend that this is anything other than the most cynical version of storytelling you can imagine.
It's my favorite horror movie so far of the year.
That's cool. So this one and We Bury the Dead too.
Wait. I thought, what was the one you just did a video on? The Plague?
So The Plague, I don't know if that's a horror movie, man. Have you watched it?
No, not yet.
Okay, so once you guys watch
I'm
that,
out on anything plague related. I think I've had enough.
I wouldn't consider Plague a horror movie. It's like a coming of age thriller type thing.
Okay.
How much coming?
It's like, do you remember that movie 13? That Bo?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's that, but for boys.
Oh, okay.
that's a weird elevator pitch, and I don't want to watch it.
It's that, but for
I
boys.
do think it's funny that we got We Bury the Dead and Primate back to back.
Yeah.
Because they are literally at
Mirror
extreme
image.
opposites
Yeah,
of the
they're-
movies.
but they were both
of the
good.
But they were both fun.
Yeah.
And honestly, in January, where we got two awesome theatrical
I know.
horror movie experiences,
It makes me excited for the
it's
rest of the
pretty
year,
rad.
man.
Yeah, again,
I'm ready.
When I say that about Primate, I'm not saying that. I'm a guy who will go eat 8 chili cheese burritos at Taco Bell tonight,
Yeah.
knowing that's not food and that it's bad for me. I don't care.
Yeah.
I loved sitting in the theater
Yeah.
with this movie. I do just think it's interesting because it was just one of those movies I could not help but come out. And you start scrolling your phone, and it's all this horrible shit, and you're like, "My God!"
Yeah, I'm gonna go
And
back
honestly,
in and watch.
Yeah, I was just glad for my time with
Hey,
Primate,
man.
where I did not have to think.
Just-
There's no symbolisms. There's no message.
Yeah.
There's no
Don't look at your
important call
phone.
to
That's
action.
all you gotta do is when you get out of the movie, don't look at your phone. Just think about the movie. That's all you gotta
If
do.
only we all had the privileges of Sam to not care
Point
about
of
the
privilege.
destruction of our
Point of
world.
privilege.
1 point of privilege.
Point of privilege.
Write that on your D&D character sheet. Plus 1 privilege for Sam. No, I mean, honestly, great start to January. Very fun movie. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Go see Primate in the theater. Go with the group. I swear it will be a really fun experience for you. Make sure you go. Find Mr. Cream Jeans on Indiegogo. My God, what is happening? We've been shadow banned by cowards and pussies that only want movies for the algorithm.
Yeah.
Help us get our movie into the world by joining this podcast. We'll wear gimp masks. We'll wear ball gags, whatever you want. It's your pod to direct.
Griffey
Help
will.
us get our movie into the world. Heath definitely will. Look at Carrot Top over here.
Heath will do anything.
It would mean the world to us if you could help us get Mr. Cream Jeans to the world. Find Misfit Parade on all the socials you're on. We're there too. We'd love to connect. Make sure you go to the Messed Up Movies Podcast Patreon page, the best way to support this pod. We'll see you Friday for another film festival draft.